Hello everyone. In section 15.4 they're asking you to find out the derivative of functions. So from question 1 to 24 they're asking you to determine the derivative using the limit approach, and part B they're asking you to find out the slope at some particular points x is equals to 1 and x is equals to minus 2. So the limiting definition of derivative is that if you have a function y is equals to f of x, then dy by dx is equals to the limiting value of delta x, which is the change in x approaches to 0 when f of x plus delta x minus f of x divided by delta x is calculated. This is called the difference quotient. So this is called the change in y and this is called the change in x. So if you find out the different quotient and then apply the limit of delta x approaches to 0, this gives us the derivative. And now once you find out this derivative by definition or any method, what you can do is you replace x by its particular value, and that will give us the slope of that particular function. So let's start from some examples. F of x is given by 4x plus 6. So what we need is, for the definition, this term f of x is given, and you can find this out by replacing x with x plus delta x. So everywhere where you have x, you replace that by x plus delta x, and the rest of the terms comes as it is. So if you open this up, this would be 4 delta x plus 6. Now you substitute these values, so your dy by dx would be the limiting value of delta x approaches to 0, and for f of x plus delta x we will put its value, which is 4x plus 4 delta x plus 6 minus, for f of x, it's better you write this down first in brackets so that you do not confuse the negative signs with each others. Now you can see that if you open this up, we would have 4x plus 4 delta x plus 6 minus into 4x gives you minus 4x, and minus into plus 6 gives you minus 6 divided by delta x. This minus 6 will cancel this plus 6, and this minus 4x will cancel this plus 4x. Now you have only 4 delta x over delta x. So 4 delta x over delta x, we can see that they can cancel each other. And now if you apply the limit to 4, this will give us dy by dx is equals to 4. Now for the slope, we said that slope is the derivative of the function, and they asked you for x is equals to 1, what would be the slope? Since you can see that there is no x, so whatever x value you put, it will give you the value 4. Now if I want to find out the slope at x is equals to minus 2, this will be again 4 because there is no x involved here. Now let's start solving this one. Then again what we need is f of x plus delta x, so you replace the x with x plus delta x wherever you find out x, and then simplify it. It's minus 6. This is a plus b whole square formula, or you can multiply x plus delta x into x plus delta x. So according to the formula, is the square of the first one, the square of the second, this is the first, this is the second, and then 2 times the first, which is here x, and the second, which is delta x. And then now you have to multiply 3 to x and 3 to delta x and minus 1 as it is. Again, you can further simplify it by multiplying this. So minus 6 into x squared is minus 6x squared. Minus 6 into plus delta x is minus 6 delta x square, and minus that would be 12x delta x plus 3x plus 3 delta x and minus 1 as it is. Now according to the formula, dy by dx is equals to limit delta x approaches to 0 f of x plus delta x. So let me write down the formula first. It is better that you write down the formula so that you remember everything. Now instead of this, we will write down the whole value over here. Minus 1, and then minus times this function. So if I multiply minus to this one, this would become plus 6x squared. The 3x would become minus 3x, and the minus 1 will become plus 1, and whole divided by delta x. Now you can see this is minus 6x squared, this is plus 6x squared, this is minus 3x, this is plus 3x, this is plus 1, and this is minus 1. So we are left with minus 6 delta x square, or you can write it as delta x minus 12x delta x and plus 3 delta x divided by delta x. Now we can, from the denominator, we have to remove this one. How can we do that is if we take delta x from the above common. So if you take delta x common, we are left with minus 6x. If we take delta x common, we are left with minus 12x. And if we take delta x common, we are left with plus 3 and divided by delta x. So this will cancel this one, and then limit delta x approaches to 0, minus 6 delta x minus 12x plus 3. Now we have to apply the, so if you apply the limit can be applied only on this term, because the limit is delta x approaches to 0. So it will be only on this term. This would be considered as constant, this will be considered as constant. So when you apply the limit minus 6, instead of delta x we will put 0 and minus 12x as it is and plus 3 as it is. So this gives us minus 12x plus 3 as your dy by dx. So if you want to find out the slope at x is equals to 1, then you just replace x with a 1. That gives you minus 12 plus 3, and that gives you minus 9. And if you want to find out the slope at x is equals to minus 2, then replace x with a minus 2. That is 24 plus 3. Minus 12 into minus 2 gives us plus 24. That is 27. Now let's solve a particular question of this type. So we need again x plus delta x, so that is minus 3. For x we would replace x plus delta x. The derivative definition says that limit delta x approaches to 0, x plus delta x so you just replace the values. For x plus delta x is minus 3, x plus delta x minus, and this is minus, so minus minus becomes plus 3 over x and into delta x. We can simply write this in this form. So I took out the delta x common, and for these two ones I can take the LCM. So LCM would be x into x plus delta x, just the multiplication of these two. So here I would have 3x, and here we would have 3 times x plus delta x. How do we do that? Is if you want to have the same denominator, if you want to use the LCM method is actually to have the same type of denominator. So how do we make the same type? If I multiply this by x, so I did something extra in the denominator, so the same will I have to do in the numerator. So if I cancel this and this, then again I will get this thing. Similarly, I want the same denominator with 3x, so what should I multiply to make it like this? Would be x plus delta x, and this is something extra. So to cancel this out, so you can see if we cancel this out, we get this thing. If we cancel x out, we get this thing. So that's why we take the denominator common and we just wrote these two over here. This is how you can calculate LCM. Now you can see simply that 1 over delta x stays here, and you can open this up. That would be 3x, and that would be 3 delta x, or x plus delta x. So plus 3 and minus 3, we cancel each other. So they cancel each other. We are left with 3 delta x, and you can multiply this over here now. X. So you multiply this delta x to this one, we got x delta x, x plus delta x. Now delta x will cancel delta x, so we have limit delta x approaches to 0. So the delta x cancel delta x, we are left with 3x into x plus delta x. Now simply apply the limit. We have 3x into x, and delta x we will replace its value. So we have 3x square is our dy by dx. Now if we want to find out the slope at x is equals to 1, just replace x is equals to 1 in this equation, and we see that the slope is 3. And if you want to find out the slope at x is equals to minus 2, then we replace x with a minus 2, and that gives us 3 over 4. And similarly, you can solve any question of this type. There is one more question that I want to solve, and then we will go to solve this problem with f of x is equals to x power 4. Then again we replace x with x delta x, right? And then you can open this up by using the square formula or any formula that you want. So what you can do is, one method is that you multiply x plus delta x square into x plus delta x square. We know the square formula is x square plus delta x square plus 2x delta x, and the same for this one, 2 times x and delta x. Now it means you have to multiply each term from here to each term over here. So if I multiply x squared to all these 3 terms, this gives me x power 4 plus x square into delta x square plus 2 times x, and x square gives me x cube delta x. Now you have to multiply x square to all these terms, so that would be x square delta x square plus x square into delta x square gives us delta x power 4, and delta x square into this gives us 2x delta x cube. Further, you have to multiply this to each term, so 2x delta x into x square gives us 2x cube delta x plus 2x delta x into delta x square give us delta x cube, and then 2x into that gives us 4x square delta x square. Now you have to write all these terms. If there are any terms they are same, you can see that this is 2x x cube and this is 2x delta x cube. You can add them up, and you can add these two up, you can add these two up, and add these two up. So what we get would be x power 4 plus x square delta x square delta x, and that is gives us 6x square delta x square. So these are all three are gone. Then we have this one, 2x cube delta x, 2x cube delta x, 4x cube delta x, and then you have this one, and this one is giving you 4x delta x cube, and finally we are left with this one plus delta x power 4. So what we have to do is now just replace for f of x plus delta x. So you have f of x plus delta x. This is the formula. Just replace the values now. So this value is for x plus delta x, we have x power 4, 6x square delta x square plus 4x cube delta x plus 4x delta x cube plus delta x power 4, and minus f of x was x power 4 divided by delta x. Now we can see that this is plus and this is minus, so they cancel each other. From all of these, if we take delta x common, then we have delta x here. We are left with x 6x square delta x, plus here we are left with 4x cube, plus here we are left with delta x square, and the last term would be delta x cube all divided by delta x. Now this delta x will cancel out with this one, and now we have to apply the limit on this, and this. So if we apply the limit on this one, this would be x square into 0 plus 4x cube, there is no delta x here, and plus 4x delta x, here is 0 square, and here is 0 cube. Then we can see that the answer, this is 0, this is 0, this is 0, is 4x cube. So your dy by dx is 4x cube. So the slope at x is equals to 1 is just replace 1 x with 1, and then if you want to find out the slope at x is equals to minus 2, just replace. Then you can see that 2 times 2 is 4 plus 4, and then times 2 is the minus 2 into minus 2 into minus 2 gives us minus 8, and that gives you minus 8 times 4 is minus 32. So this is how you find out the derivative using limit definition and find out the slope for some given points. Thank you very much.